Hey everyone, it's Ten Types, and today I'm going to be taking a look at the brand new cards from the first cards from Battle Partners, which is the Japanese expansion. And we already saw some of these cards in English here. I'm looking at Pokebeach, by the way. Also, sorry if I'm a little off today. I'm due to weird scheduling things with like the release date of these things. I'm recording at like 4 a.m., so that's kind of awkward. But regardless, we saw four of these cards at the World Championship, or five arts, I guess. Liz Clefairy EX, Marnie's Grimmsnarl EX, Ed Zorak EX, and Ed's Veshrium, which is not an EX. And these are going to be coming in um, a set. What is the set? Journey Together, there we go, which is releasing March 28th, releasing January 24th in Japan. And these cards will be coming exactly with rotation. So that is something to keep in mind, which might be very meaningful. I haven't really taken a look at these cards at all, except for, of course, the ones revealed at Worlds. We don't know too much about the mechanic itself. We know some ideas, and it is like a returning mechanic as well, kind of, but the old mechanic was, to be honest, nothing super impactful in terms of how the cards actually played. Thematically, it's cool, and I'm not going to sit here and sit here and deny that. But in terms of actual impactful cards and unique and interesting cards, it didn't necessarily deliver on that. So today, I want to see what this will look like at this set, the Japanese expansion, which will make up part of the English expansion or international expansion, potentially the bulk of it. It has over 100 cards before Secret Rares, so that's cool, I guess. But regardless, we got En's Darumaka. The trainers we have are En, Iono, Lily, that's N again, and oh, that's it. Okay, so we are certainly getting other trainers. We have Marnie confirmed. I mean, we saw this in Marnie's Grimmsnarl EX, and there are some other trainers that are more or less confirmed. We can look at the pack. We see How is here. I believe we're getting Steven and Rocket, like Team Rocket or something along the lines of that. And also, we'll be getting. I believe some people think there's like a I don't remember, like the Gen 2 like friend or whatever. I don't remember. Ethan, there we go. That might not be the right person, but anyways, so we got En's Zoroark. En's Zoroark is not interesting. Actually, I'll talk about En's Zoroark GX or no EX first here, which evolves from En's Zorua, which is a very generic Pokemon. But En's Zoroark EX here has the ability trade, discard one, draw two. This is an okay ability, not bad at all. We've seen it on various different Pokemon. It's been great at times. It's been okay to mediocre at times, but definitely a useful ability on a Pokemon that is an attacker here with the Attack Knight Joker, which we've seen, as I said. And for 2 darkness, choose one of your benched ends Pokemon's attacks and use it as this attack. We saw this attack more or less, obviously not this exact attack, on Mew VMAX. It's kind of like Regidrago V-Star as well. You copy Pokemon, they do need to be in play. So if it's a stage 2 you're copying, that's a little harder than a basic. But you copy it, you don't need the attack cost. You just need the 2 darkness energies. But we do need to take a look at the other cards, but you cannot use Dark Patch to accelerate here because that'll be rotated, assuming it's not reprinted. Unsavura looks pretty generic. I'll just look at the Ends Pokemon first. Ends Darumaka here says for this energy, it's whatever. It's a pretty generic pre-row, so I won't really talk about that. Ends Oh, okay. It looks like so. This article like just came out as well. So there's some mistakes. Ends Darumaka evolving from Ends Darumaka, which should make for some interesting gameplay interactions. But regardless, Ends Darmanitan here says backdraft for 2 colors, 30, and won't have double turbo energy either. Does 30 damage for each energy card in your opponent's discard. This is okay for Enzorg EX. You're looking at cards that could be like toolboxy and situational, which could be good because they can be played in low counts and you don't need to pay their attack costs. It's obviously not that hard of an attack cost to pay, but regardless, you don't need that. And we have Darmanic Cannon. That's something. And for 3, 2 which are fire, you do 90, discard all energy from this Pokemon, which is part of, like, that will happen if you are copying this from the Enzoric EX. It does 90 to, also does 90 to 1 of your points bench Pokemon. This is not bad. We obviously have seen a Radiant Greninja be a dominant Pokemon within the metagame, including as an attacker, for really since it's been out. So, and Starmantian EX looks okay as an attacker within the Ends deck. The other attacker we've seen already. Okay, there's a few, but we have. Oh, there's okay. We got and I didn't hear. Enzvesham here says for Powerful Rage 4, the attack costs don't really matter. This would also be cool in Regidrago, but you can't use it there. You got Powerful Rage, 20 for each damage counter on this Pokemon, and Zoroark EX has 280, which is moderately tanky. Certainly not something they'll be getting one-shotted all the time, hopefully, for this card to be useful. And you can also do 170. If this is your regular attack, your generic attack, 170 is only okay. You're looking more towards like the 220 range is probably what you want to be hitting. 170 might be enough. You could use like Pecker and EX plus Bunny Mochi to be hitting 210, and that could be okay, but it's not like perfect. You'd rather not have to use those, but 170 is okay. The 20 for each damage counter on this Pokemon could be useful, but not necessarily amazing. And then we got the stadium for Iono. Lily's partly got ends PP up, and it says attach a basic energy card if you can just go pile 20 your ends Pokemon. Oh, whoa, okay. That's a really, really good item card here, which allows you to accelerate. So that's like Dark Patch, right? Essentially. So I said we were losing Dark Patch. That's Dark Patch, but better. It can accelerate active. So that's really cool. You could use it with Endstar Manatan, which you could just power up. But I think the main idea is you're copying Zoroark EX. And then there's Sigilyph. Okay. It does 20 or Victory Symbol, which we saw on Unknown, or we have right now with Unknown V, I believe. Yeah. I'm going to pull up the other Unknown V for a bit of trivia. I've said this before, but you see a victory symbol, which is spelled out here, VICTORYSY, which I've like covered up kind of, BOL. Yeah. Which is like kind of weird. It's not exactly in order, but regardless, it spells that out, which says you can use this if you have one prize card remaining. Yep, that just says the same thing here. And you win if you use this attack. That could be useful in Gardevoir EX as well. It's certainly an okay attack. I mean, just winning the game obviously is good, but you're only one prize away anyways, so you'll probably have the game more or less locked up at that point. Anyways, if it's your turn, you only have one prize remaining and you have an attack, but could be useful, not necessarily a bad card to have. And then we'll take a look at, I guess, Lily's cards next, because we've seen some of these. We've seen Lily's Clefairy EX, which says its ability Fairy Zone. The weakness of each of your opponent's Dragon Pokemon to play is now Psychic, and they don't have another weakness. I don't know how exactly this works in Expanded, if they're weak to Psychic and Fairy, but whatever. You have Full Moon Rondo, though, as your attack here, which is the attack, which I referenced in I referenced in a video that I just recorded that probably is not out yet, but I also referenced it a few times, and this is very much like the attack on Entei V, Suicune V, Raikou V, in naming with something Rondo, Full Moon Rondo now, 20 for each bench Pokemon, both yours and your opponent's. It's not a Terra, but you could pair it with Terras to do massive damage, theoretically. I mean, I'm sure you've all played with or against Raikou V or Entei V, so, it's a decent attack, though not an absolutely insane one. You may have played against it and your opponent like didn't attack with it because it's not their strongest attack necessarily, but whatever. It's a card, definitely an interesting one. Psychic is an okay type, generally pretty consistently a pretty good type, and this is good against Dragon. Dragon right now is the best type in the game. I imagine most people would not argue with that looking at the metagame. You see that Dragon with Regidrago is really good. You see Dragon with Raging Bull Ogerpon is really good, and then Dragapult with Dragapult, or no, Dragon with Dragapult is really good as well. Regidrago V-Star itself is just rotating, so that's not going to be so meaningful. But Raging Bull Ogerpon and Dragapult should be all right post-rotation, not losing too many like super important cards. Losing a few cards, but they should not be crippled. And then you have, so you can be good against those to be able to one-shot them, specifically Dragapult EX. Regidrago V-Star and Dragapult EX have higher HP. Raging Bolt EX it's like high for a basic, but it's not. You should be able to one-shot it with a lot of decks, and not necessarily with this though. So this is cool. Then we have it's Iono's. So then we have Lily's Comfy. Okay, and these cards are not. Where's one? So Stormaka cannot evolve into a regular Darmanitan as well. That's how it works because it's part of the name, as you can see here. Anyways, so then we have Lily's. That's not Lily's. Lily's Comfy, and it says Flower Call. So try your deck for any number of basic Lily's Pokemon to put them onto your bench, shelf of your deck, or for one psychic, use 30. Put this Pokemon all cards attached to it into your hand. Flower Call is for one colorless. it's okay. I mean, Tournament going second, I guess it's good, but exactly how good is it? To be honest, we don't really see many things like this that are good. Rotom V's kind of like this, and it's good. Tournament going second, it's like okay, it's not amazing. Tournament going first, it's amazing. But and then like Clefairy or no Cleffa, which we see, I guess is like a major one, and that's an okay card, certainly a decent one, but not like a game-defining card that's played in that many decks. I mean, let me actually check, but it's not game defining certainly. It's played in Regidraco, pretty commonly in Charizard, in decks that are built very similarly to Charizard. Though I guess it's not always played in Charizard, but regardless, Liz Comfy, that does not really impress me. These are really my first reactions to these cards as well, and it seems, well, I don't know. I need to take a look at the other cards. Oh, okay, that is it for Lily's Pokemon. There is a trainer to go with them though. Um, and we will hopefully see more Lily's Pokemon. That would make sense. But we see, Lily's Pearl. If the Lily's Pokemon this card's attached was knocked out by damage, your opponent takes one less prize. What on earth? That's crazy. So you can attach this to your Lily's Comfy and just not give up any prizes. That actually seems very good. I don't. I'm trying to think this through, and I don't exactly know. I'm thinking one less prize, like with Lily's Pearl, and there will be no lost vacuum. Um, so on something like Lowe's Clefairy EX, that's a very solid attacker. Now, I mean, generally it's an okay attacker, right? But and Lowe's Comfy doesn't really impress me that much either. I'm just gonna say that. I stand by that, but it could be okay being like a no prize, giving up no prizes, and it could be good for setting things up, maybe. But we need to see more Lily stuff at this to see that be good. But Lowe's Clefairy EX is now more interesting. Its HP is low. I didn't say that. It's 190 for a two prizer. That's low. It's pretty low. The HPs are rising a bit more to. I mean, like Regional EX is one of the major two price EX or basic EXs, and that's at 240. So people are pushing to knock that out. Something like Urchalodon EX, which isn't that common, but that's sometimes playing Starmie, which increases the damage, which isn't necessarily something to be looking to do if 220 was the norm, which it was. But regardless, Lily's Clefairy EX with arrows you want during depths. If you got a full bench, then you have eight, nine. Start at essentially one Pokemon. It's kind of how you can count it. Then your opponent has probably two bench Pokemon if they're trying to keep it small. Maybe one, but they probably have two. Um, so at that point, you're hitting that like 220 mark. You could do things to get Pokemon on their bench, like a accompanying flute. So I think Liz Clefairy X is a solid attacker. If you look at it as this like pseudo one prizer with Lily's Pearl, there's counterplay to this with Jamming Tower. Actually, Jamming Tower is like substantial counterplay to this if you're looking at just Lily's Clefairy EX because then your opponent will also be bumping your stadium. So that's like meaningful. But regardless, then we have Lavenica, which is a stadium which says, I mean, this is the stadium rule. So once during each player's turn, that player may put up two basic latent energy from their discard into their hand. Okay, I might have an idea of where these are going then. That's not what. Okay. Anyway, so we got a few Iono's Pokemon. We have Iono's Tadbulb, awesome. We got Iono's Wattrel, so cool. And we have, yeah, so we got the Kilowattrel and we have the Bellibolt EX. So let's take a look at the Kilowattrel first. Flash Draw is your ability, your attack's pretty generic. Once during your turn, no, yeah, you must discard a basic lightning energy in order to use this ability. Once during your turn, you may draw cards until you have six in hand. That is it's okay. I mean, it's not terrible, but it's kind of like Reverie, right? It's very similar to Reverie. Except Reverie, what Reverie is it? This Reverie, I think? No, wait, no, that's Reverie EX. It's the one from Scarlet Red. So Reverie is discard an energy, draw till six. This is a lightning specifically, and then you draw till six, which is worse. River does have a two retreat, which is kind of annoying. And this might have a better attack. I don't know. Let me take it. This isn't a great ability on its own, though. Even with the Lavenica, I mean, it doesn't even look like that good either. But then we have Iono's Bellibolt EX, Electric Steamer. As often as you like during a turn. Okay, here it is. We attach a basic lightning energy from your hand to one of your Iono's Pokemon. Okay, this is interesting. Iono's Kilowattrel is not a great attacker. And his Bellibolt, though, to 30, can't attack next turn for 4, 2 HP. This looks like okay. Not immediately looking super strong. And what? Yeah, this is a and I was Watchel down here. But regardless, these definitely are kind of interesting. I think they clearly are these packages, like these mini packages of the different like trainers Pokemon. So you have the Lightning Ionos deck, the Ends Toolbox deck, and Lily's Clefairy X. Right, that doesn't really. I mean, we only saw two, and Lily's Comfy does not look very good. Theoretically, you could do Lily's Comfy Stall though, and that might be okay. I guess I should talk about that. Lily's Pearl, you just attach it there. Use Comfy Lily's Comfy. You can't really recover the tools. I was going to say you use it with Roseanne's backup, but you don't because you can't. Oh, I guess with Legacy RNG though, this would give up no prizes with the tool. This tool's really strong. Like like Lavenica, you can put in different decks as well. The Ends one is good for Ends Pokemon. Lily's one is very strong. Tools like this are generally printed like not that much because they're theoretically kind of insane. So interested in seeing what this does, what these cards do. I'm interested in seeing more as well. There might be more by the time this video comes out, and I'll be covering those at some point. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. Consider liking, subscribing, hitting the bell, all that good stuff. And as always, I'm excited to see you in the next video.